Gun reform laws now face a much higher chance of becoming Virginia law once Democrat Abigail Spanberger, a former volunteer for gun reform group Moms Demand Action, becomes governor. Avery Davis spoke with those who are hoping to see stricter restrictions on those who can own a gun and where they can bring those guns. She's live in the newsroom with their legislative priorities come January.
Yeah, that's right, Aaron. 42 gun reform bills died at Governor Youngkin's desk since he took office in 2022. We reached out to Team Spanberger to hear what exact law she would support as governor and got no reply. But her political career actually began advocating for gun laws, and Democrat legislators feel pretty confident in her support.
Gun violence prevention is not just good policy, it's good politics.
Mike Fox is with the gun reform advocacy group Moms Demand Action. They were relieved, he says, when the so-called blue wave swept Virginia's election.
We hope that the bills that Governor Youngkin has vetoed the past few years do get signed into law.
Once Abigail Spanberger takes office, Fox says the group wants to see enhanced background checks for gun buyers and assault weapon restrictions. Charlottesville state representatives, all Democrats, have their eyes on legislation that would keep guns out of classrooms.
First legislation we're probably thinking about is that related directly to the tragedy that occurred at the University of Virginia. They'll make it a class 1 misdemeanor to possess a firearm on a college campus.
Democrats Cree Deeds and Katrina Carlson say both times they've introduced that bill, Youngkin vetoed it. They expect a different outcome under Spanberger.
I do think that would have impacted what happened at UVA. We're just a day past the anniversary. That law came at the request of University Police Chief.
Both Carlson and Deeds say their goal is to put up guardrails that promote, quote, responsible gun ownership.
I expect there will be a waiting period bill introduced. There was a tragedy in Albemarle County just a few years ago where a man bought a firearm at a store and went out to the parking lot and took his life. Clearly, something like that would have been prevented if there had been some sort of weight imposed.
UVA Center for Politics says gun reform like that is popular in the Commonwealth, but people worrying about losing their guns anytime soon should not.
Virginia is a blue state, but we're not New York or California. Something I've tended to notice when it comes to these hot button issues in public policy is oftentimes an incremental approach is usually more easier sell with the electorate.
We wanted to speak with people who support keeping gun laws just the way they are. None of the groups we reached out to got back to us. Live in the newsroom, Avery Davis, 29 News at 5.